Welcome, thanks for tuning in to the Creatrix product demo where I show you how we can turn consumer insights from social media directly into written content plans and strategies for your business. Today we're going to take a look at one of my favorite brands in the world, Labo, just because I absolutely love it. And we're going to see how they're performing on social media, what Creatrix picks up and how it turns those into content plans, creative strategies, audience sentiment, a bunch of stuff, but I'll show you as we go. There's a lot to get through, so let's dive in. And I will be sharing my screen with you. So I've got my laptop here and I'll split the screen so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. So first up, we're on the Creatrix page. We can do a public audit or go to our saved projects. We're starting a new audit, and that means we're going to go to Labo on Instagram. So here is the Labo page. We can see the general look and feel, the aesthetic, the color palette. And what's interesting is to see, is this consistent with the top performing posts? Is there any variety that comes up, or is it all much of a muchness? Like, it's working what they're doing. So we'll see. Let's take the URL over here, copy that, go to Creatrix, do a public audit. I'm going to pop the URL in, and let's set the date range for a full year. It's good that we're in January so we can get a comprehensive overview of what worked best for them last year. I'm now going to begin the audit, and now you'll see that Creatrix's little octopus is going through, gathering all the data, sorting through it, and ranking it into a visual audit of the top 10 posts. Now, while this takes place, what I like to do is go back to the original account and just take a look and see what I'm noticing, to notice if the things that stand out to me as appealing are what shows up on the actual audit. When you used to do this manually, if you've ever done this, you'll know the absolute devastating, painstaking waste of time that it takes. You literally go through every single post like I'm on here, and then you see how many likes does it have. If it's hidden, you've got to go through and try and work out the likes. You see the comments, and you just basically scroll through, okay, there's a carousel there. Now, what's this piece of content? It's extremely laborious to do this all yourself, but Creatrix sorts it out for you. So anyway, let's go back here. The audit was already done, so that was a bit of me just wasting some time. The audit's super quick. And now I've got a snapshot overview of the top 10 posts. So what immediately stands out to me when I'm looking at this audit is I notice that there are 2 quotes. So really simple, white paper, black text, like old school Instagram. And then I'm only noticing 1 product shot. Granted, there are 4 videos here, so there may be products within these videos, but only 1 is product, and actually the majority are the outside of the location, the outside of the store. There's 1 that looks like a flat lay, but we can go through all of these and take a look. So really that stands out. So now I'm noticing the types of content, the type of design, the color palette is extremely consistent with what they're posting, so I don't think they've actually changed that up much, but it's good to see, like, should they be investing more in video? Or actually, if the fact that like simple quotes work, white on black paper, which is really low cost to make, and that's within the top 5 posts, do more of that. Like, you don't need to spend as much on video if that's what's performing best. Now, if I want to see the top performing post, I can tap into it, and here I have, like, I love this vibe, very analog. A snapshot, here's the actual post. I can scroll through because it's a carousel, so I don't need to go back, but if I wanted to go to the post link, I could also go back and see it where it lives in its original position. But I like to do everything inside Creatrix app. So here I can see the stats. So this is ranked on how many likes it gets, so it's on engagement, not reach. These are the likes. I can see it's got 45 comments. No one has saved or shared it, so we don't have any of that. And if I wanted to, in my notes section, I could write my own notes. Okay, this is interior. It's all inside a shop. I wonder which shop this is specifically. I could take a look here and see the caption. It's Tokyo store. But Creatrix would also pick up this information for me. If I was doing this as a manual audit, so not using any of the Creatrix AI, I could type in my notes here. So just the things like I've said, oh, it's outside of a shop, it's interior, it's Tokyo, it's the color palette, etc. Whatever I was looking for specifically. There is so much visual data being given to us that it depends what you want this data for. That's why each Creatrix model is customized with the deliverables. You'll see that in the studio of like surmise all this data and give me a very specific output. Like, based on this, give me a content plan. Based on this, tell me what product to make next. Whatever the answer is that you're looking for. But if you're using it just to explore, like I like to do, I just like to see what comes up and make my notes based on what's obvious to me. So for this case, I'm not actually going to make any notes because I want to show you how Creatrix AI works. So I'm going to leave this blank and I'm going to save this to my plan. I'm going to move across here. I can play this video. You won't actually hear anything with this screen recording, but it literally plays. Actually, maybe you can hear it here. I don't know if you can hear it with my recording. So here I can see it's someone making the perfumes. Beautiful. Scroll across, very handmade, very custom, very boutique. I just opened it to full view, exit full view. Let's exit that. All right. So again, I could make my notes if I wanted to. I don't want to. I'm going to go to the next one. This is also a video. I can play this. How they are in the perfumery, where they're making the products. Oh, it's just got such a good aesthetic. I'm so into this vibe. It's so calming instantly. I love the calm feel. It's so still, it's so peaceful. So if I wanted to, I could write those words, like why this is so appealing. But again, I'm not going to. Also at the top, you'll notice audios. This is something I haven't touched on yet, but say I was going to do my own perfume or candle range inspired by Labo, I could go, all right, what are the trending sounds within my most aspirational brand? Okay, here's one, original. I tap on the original sound. I'm taken to exactly where it lives. 5 reels have been created with this sound from the Labo. I can save this audio directly onto Instagram and then apply it to my reel when I'm doing something for my brand. What I love about this is that it doesn't require you to go, what's a trending sound that Instagram promotes? It says, what's a trending sound within your exact niche? So that's something you could also tap into. All right. Just for the purpose of this, let's just do, well, I suppose let's do 4 because I really like the fact that we have these quotes here. So this quote says, perfume isn't superficial. It's like an invisible message to your nose to fall in love with someone. Beautiful. We know these are working well. So I would already recommend based on this, that is so easy to create. Do more just quotes like that because 20% of your top performing posts in a year are those quotes. So that definitely works. Also, within these top posts, this is all very evergreen content. I would reuse all these posts again. Even for example, the carousels, like this Labo one, they could just restack the order and use that again, use the videos again, maybe edit it slightly differently. So you've got 10 posts that you know are going to perform well and you can make slight changes to them or repost as is, and that's a bunch of your content done already. If you're posting 3 times a week, that's almost your post for a month, just with the top performing posts. So I love that. Now I'm going to take this. If I wanted to export this page to PDF, I can. I could also take a screenshot. If I was pitching something to a client and I wanted to show them where my creative ideas have come from, I would look at this page and then contrast what I'm seeing with, here they are, with the Labo on Instagram. So what are we seeing here compared to what's working best, and therefore draw my conclusions. If I'm using AI, this is what happens next. Take this to my drawing room, and in your drawing room, you'll have a list of all your different saved projects. I'm going to scroll down to Labo, which is the one that we just did. And now you'll see, love the drawing room. It's very simple. Here are the top performing posts. And now I'm in the customized section. So this is a Creatrix model that has been built specifically for someone who runs a marketing agency. So they have customized the side panel of buttons. So you'll see posts, notes, creative strategy, content plan, audience sentiment. And here with the project notes, we can create a recreation of the top performing posts. Under comments, we can pull the comments for these also. And then here we can combine these, so not itemize them individually, but combine all the insights from the posts into a comprehensive creative strategy, content plan, and audience sentiment. Now, these are customized deliverables. So depending on what you're doing as a strategist or as an agency owner, you would know the kind of things you deliver for your clients. This is what this person delivers. So this has just streamlined their work completely because it's taking all the insights and applying them directly to strategy. Then you have a whole written strategy and you can pull out the threads you like the most. You can simplify, you can add to, you can enhance certain sections, but the bulk of your work is done. Like, I'll show you in real time. So let's look at number 4. I'm interested to see this one because this was the simplest quote. So say you had to recreate this exact post 6 different ways. Let's see what it would do, giving me 3 different examples of this post and then an example as a carousel, an image, and as a reel. So it's done it already. I'm going to click save. And emulation 1 says, caption, sending some love notes with a touch of fragrant memories. Hashtag throwback, hashtag Labo love. Love that hashtag. The visual is an aesthetically pleasing image of a beautifully crafted love letter with a Labo fragrance bottle in the background. Great. So based on why that worked, it's taking the sentiment and the energy of that post, the vibe, and it's creating an emulation. Emulation 2 is let the sense of love linger with every letter. Lovely. Emulation 3, capturing moments that smell like love. Oof. Into that. Love it. And then a video post, love notes perfumed with memories, and it explains the subtitle, the caption. Let's read this caption. Dive into a world where love letters are intertwined with the enchanting sense of Labo. Gorge. And then a video. This would showcase a series of beautifully written love letters being sprayed with different Labo fragrances. I mean, now already my mind is like spinning for a campaign. I'm like, I love this. This is just, it's delightful. Creating mesmerizing visual and sensory experience. Yeah, okay. Already now I've got a campaign. I could do a whole thing on love notes perfumed with memories. And what, oh my gosh, imagine this now. So take like the greatest love letters ever written and pair those with specific Labo fragrances. Glorious. Now, this is why this excites me so much working with Creatrix, is because idea is not out of nowhere. That's a cool idea anyway, like it's a great idea, but this idea is backed up with data. This is saying based on what your consumers actually love, this sentiment, elevate that into this campaign. And that was sparked in real time right now with what I just read. So it's a strategist's dream because it's giving you great material and then it just sparks on brilliant ideas. I mean, I think that's brilliant. That's up to your team to decide. We've got a carousel post and we've got an image post, love in a bottle. I mean, you could go through all of this. This is emulations from one post. And I have full campaign ideas, a bunch of posts to try out, a whole new direction to go. And like Valentine's Day coming up, this is so good for that. So that's one of these buttons. You can imagine when you start to go through this, how much there is. There's so much richness here. Now, if I want to copy this text and drag it over into a document where I'm going to be presenting this to a client, I can absolutely do that. For this purpose, I'm just showing you very briefly. So we're just going to move on to the next one. You get the idea of that. Let's look at a creative strategy. So I want Creatrix to take all these posts and combine the consumer insights into a comprehensive written strategy, and it's done. There we go. So the first one is called Unveiling the Magic of Fragrances. And the insight is the recurring theme of inviting followers to sniff around and stay a while suggests a brand strategy focused on creating immersive sensory experiences that captivate and engage. This emphasis on the sensory journey creates a unique and intimate connection with the audience, drawing them into the world of Labo fragrances. The use of hashtags like amusement park for the senses indicates a playful and interactive approach that resonates with followers. So we know specifics. It's this hashtag. That's why it works. Then it's telling me on the top post, Tokyo, the lab. So, I said earlier, I was like, oh, I wonder where this is. Creatrix is already going to tell me where it is. It's going to do that already. So I don't need to even sniff around, like it's going to tell me. It explains here, and I'll just leave this up so you can read this. I'm not going to read this for you. Now, how would Creatrix take these insights and put these into a new campaign? Sensory Symphony, a fragrant adventures campaign. And here's what it tells you what it could do and what to incorporate, elements of surprise discovery, etc., etc. You can read this. Again, it's done it for number 2, and then it's done it for number 3. So it's taken the top 3 posts of that those resonate the most and told you exactly what to do. Heritage Reimagined, the Timeless Treasures campaign, rich history and cultural heritage of Kaito Boutique. I want to just dive in right now, but this can't be a 10-hour long thing. So let's just move on to the next. You get the vibe. Content plan. Take these posts, generate a 30-day content plan on what they could do next. As I've already showed you, it's already done. Don't worry what I was going to say. So content calendar, week 1, the theme is introducing our fragrance origins, and it's got examples for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And this is different videos, image carousels, campaigns based on what works best. Week 2, timeless elegance of Kaito, if I'm saying that right. 3, Throwback Thursday special. That's super old school. Like even the fact that that's the nostalgia, like the nostalgic Instagram vibe of Throwback Thursday, I'm seeing a lot of nostalgia being brought back with a lot of brands that are working really well. And this is the Love Letters campaign, which I love. And it's telling you here, by the way, repurpose this to a blog. Great idea. Tonka 25 unveiled, so a whole theme on the one specific product that is performing the best. Who knew it was that one? I didn't. And then again, and it says, how would you update your bio? Elevate your senses with our handcrafted, we can't use elevate anymore because we know it's too much ChatGPT, but maybe it's enhance your senses with our handcrafted fragrances that capture, read this yourself. I like this, explore a unique blend of scents at our global boutiques. Beautiful. Out the box suggestions, things that you could do, like a limited time fragrance workshop where followers can create their own custom scent. It just gives you a bunch of ideas. This is so much more than just content. It's actually taking content and putting it into real life. Let's look at the audience sentiment. Okay, done. So now it says they seem to be sophisticated and appreciate unique experiences and attention to detail. That alone, playing on sophistication, playing on attention to detail, how you can bring that into how you shoot your products, the kind of things that you speak about, the quality of the paper texture, for example, if you're having those love notes. All these things can feed into new choices that you make, and then Creatrix will give you a bunch of choices you could be making. So those are some of the custom buttons. You can see the side of this page has tons of space, so you can really get this to do whatever it is that you want. We're talking months saved for strategy work because it's all coming from actual data. And not all the posts, not this is what they're doing, so that means this. It's this is what is working best based on what's getting engaged with the most. Let's go to the top now and take a look at the comments. So how about we get the comments? Let's see here. The most comments is number 2, the second most liked post. So let's get an analysis of the comments. I can push get comments and it will pull in a cross section of comments so we can get a snapshot overview, but I just want to go straight into the analysis. It can do that behind the scenes. I don't need to also see the comments. I just want the results. And that's one thing the team was really clear on when we were building this is we just want to see what we need to see. Don't show me all the data and all the things, just show me the outcome of that. So Creatrix is here working, it's already done. That was like a week of work in a few seconds. We can see the sentiment analysis overall, what's emotionally resonating, what are their opinions and desires, and then what are the key strategic takeaways based on what this audience likes. And it's interesting that pricing concerns even comes up. So how could we speak about the price increases as a potential pain point and addressing their concerns through promotions, communicating value, diversifying the product offerings. It gives you a full comprehensive, really deep dive based on what your customers are actually saying. Amazing. So that was a little overview of Labo, one of my favorite brands in the world. Again, you can export this page to PDF, or you could copy all these notes and put them into a full big plan. But the beauty of this is that you actually get to customize what Creatrix does based on what you need. So if you want to chat about how Creatrix can work for you as a strategist or within your agency, or if you manage a bunch of brands, or even for your own specific brand, this is doing the work of analysts, strategists, copywriters, all in one. Hope you've enjoyed this little product demo. Happy to show you more and would love to discuss. If you haven't already, click the like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.